welcome. Thank you for coming, you know, and enjoy the show.
Broadway, West 145th Street. I just happened to be out here, so I figured I might as well give y'all a little shine. You gotta have that magic. You gotta have that magic foot. Oh, this shit was a little bumpy. But yeah, Riverbank State Park. Riverbank State Park at Riverside Drive in West 145th. Skating rink, cultural center, athletics complex, aquatics. We're gonna do a quick spot check because it's been eons since I've been here. What do I have to say about the park? Well, first I could probably point out this random clip that you're not gonna recall. Julian Ba, I don't know exactly what he did and where he did it. I wanna say it was a B-Unique video, but that's just one thing that comes to my recollection. I'm sorry, you've got a bricked paved path. I think the entire park is like that. This is the type of architecture Jesus, loud as fuck. Riverbank State Park. A lot of shit here to skate. The question is, does it get skated? Can it get skated? Yes. Can you get kicked out? Yes. I mean, is it worth skating here? Yeah. There's a lot of shit here, so this is gonna take a second. Actually, this is a trip down memory lane too because of these banks. Now, no pun intended, or I guess, you know, because this is Parks Department, but this is not New York City Parks Department. Much like Pier 62, Chelsea Pier Skate Park is not a part of New York City, I think, legally and technically. But one of the reasons I love this park is because you have features like this, right? I love this sort of design where the planters are large and the outsides are concrete that can also be skated. I think Philadelphia Paynes Park does a great job with implementing this type of infrastructure. And again, the aesthetic of having brick pavers goes far and wide. It's so welcoming, right? It's when you look at a park or a facility like this, right? This is a park. It's just fucking amazing, and it's built on the water, on the pier. Fucking amazing. It's funny when these spies get spotted, all they can do is act a fool because they don't know how to act to begin with. Horrible actors. Better off just playing yourself. And that's a spin for you. When somebody tell you, yo, you played yourself, well, tell them, who else am I supposed to play? Supposed to play somebody else? Fuck out of here. Anyways, dope. This takes me back to memory lane. So 2015, we hosted the first NYSS event. 3 events. I didn't realize how big the support was because I put so much trust into Craig Benaboo, iRoll New York. He handled all of the goods that we were receiving. I was just taking care of logistics in terms of organizing it, making sure the money was there. Because once I say the money is there, that means the money's already there. But when I started realizing how much merchandise he was getting, I'm like, yo. And then he was like, yo, RB sent us, Rollerblade, RB sent us a ton of like giveaways for free skates, and we never gave them out because we had such a jam-packed lineup. Like everything was meticulous to the T, where At 4 o'clock, this is what was happening. At 12 noon, this is what was happening. And yes, it was delayed in some areas, but once it kicked off, it was bang, 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 boom, nonstop. So we made sure we laced on time, on schedule, per itinerary, and then we took it a step further. So when Craig told me about yada, 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 we got extra stuff from Rollerblade. I was like, let's host this, that, the third. And then Dax, AKA Mr. Dave Herrera, jumped in the picture because he does these dope, like shop and swaps. Swap and shop. I forget what it was called. But I was telling Craig, yo, we need to combine these, merge these ideas ASAP, like, and get on this. This is a good move for the community, kids, yada, yada, yada. Either way, long story short, I pulled the trigger on it. We hosted, I think in, I forget what month it was, but my goal was just to do 3 events a year, back to back to back, and build up momentum, and then just basically to kind of get people following, right? Because if you were going to one event and you already get the vibe, you know, these events are type chill, I'm gonna go to the second event, and it's better, it's gonna be more lit, better spot, more money, more prizes, more celebrities, skaters, so to speak. And the third was the culmination of all of these 3. So I just remember the point of that memory lane trip is that the reason all of that happened, and the reason why I'm here now, I mean, I'm not here now for that, but the reason I'm here now and I'm looking at these banks is because of Mr. Stephen. Go ahead. No, they're good. It's because of Mr. Stephen Hemi White. That was good. Because that's why we're doing it. We're doing it for these kids. I ain't doing it for me. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm doing it because I know what I wanted when I was a kid and what I still want now as an adult. It's like, no, I want it to be Liddy Pen Diddy. So the point is that there's a video. I think it's on YouTube. It might also be on Vimeo. It might be an iRoll New York video or a New York Skate Series video, but it essentially shows our Skate for EDS session at this location. So that's Skate for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And that took a lot of that event. We started on the other end, but it was one of these things where we basically wore zebra pads. Look at this guy right here. This knucklehead. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah, these banks, greenery, design theory, memory lane, green rails, some stuff that I think Joe Cap hit a couple of months ago or maybe a year ago. Somebody said Joe Cap is like the next Alex Nunez, and I just felt, first I was like offended, dead ass, and then I said to myself, wait a second. Maybe. I only said that after I seen a way he does certain tricks. But I've always felt like James Perez came closest in terms of like being smooth as butter with everything. I feel like if James ever decided to do stunts or skate rails on like a serious level, I think he would far outpass Alex Nunez. These are just food for thought because Alex had a lot of flaws and weaknesses. I broke him down and spoke to him about them. James literally doesn't have a real switch or natural, which pisses me the fuck off because... And if he does have a switch, meaning an unnatural trick, all he literally has to do is practice it for a few weeks or a few days, because what I mean that he has no switch or natural is that he learned a lot of tricks both ways when we were coming up. And when I say both ways, I don't mean just learn soul both ways. I mean learn alley-oop top soul both ways, learn true top soul both ways. Like to the point where you couldn't tell which was switch and which was natural. And when you ask him to do one, like, and his level of consistency with both was equal, meaning you couldn't tell which was his natural spin, which was his switch spin, because of how he did his tricks. But yeah, this is just one of those spots, man. Lookout point. And these are some banks. These are some banks that we have here that look amazing. Shout out to PD in the house. Cheesing like cheesecakes. You think he don't want to run up that bank? Of course he does. Like, look at the shit you could come out here and bust a move on, man. And you could, like, what's dope about it is that you could see the boys or whoever's coming from a block away. And you can just post up and chill in the cut, you know? Bring your shorty out here, picnic and things. Have a skate date, nah, I mean. Got the stage set up. Got the lower abandoned area. Look at that shit. The whole fucking Jurassic Park down there. There's little green rails everywhere. We're coming up to some real shit. It's funny I mentioned Alex Nunez and Joe Cap. Yeah, this spot Alex did over here is stupid. I don't know what Alex be thinking. He don't be thinking. Look at this shit. Oh, that shit fucking hurt. A lot of stuff in the middle. Skate-wise, you've got these lookout point things here. You've got your standpipe hose outlet. You got chalk. Gotta have lots of chalk. This playground can definitely use an update, but for what it's worth, it still functions. And I think this is where we hosted the main meetup spot for the EDS awareness. Oh, they put new bricks in. I feel like there should be an EDS 1, EDS 2, EDS 3. You know, just like do it once, and then once you realize you brought a bunch of people together that might have never met or never known each other, it's like keep bringing them together under the same guidelines and cause with the unifying goal of inline skating, but start building new bridges. You know, essentially building a spider web. I love these big wheels. Oh man, I'm so glad I brought the big wheels. Yeah, Joe Cap did something here recently. I was like, what? I feel like he did Macchio, step up, and then did like back sab or some shit. I forgot how fucking nuts this rail is. But yeah, this is an OG skate spot right here. You talking Mike Murder Johnson, Dustin Holleran, Victor Calendar. Look at this shit. I think this might be a testament to what you can do at a skate park with a natural stone ledge, right? Even though these are by far the worst ledge to sand and polish and whatnot, right? This ledge is very, it's fragmented, right? It's got a lot of sediments of smaller rocks, but it's so perfectly, I guess, sanded or waxed or a combination of the both to an extent that it makes for a beautiful grind. And this is proof that anything can be waxed and sanded and grinded and turned into a skate spot. So yeah, this is all Riverbank. But yeah, Joe Cap busted a move on this shit. So this is about 36 inches, which is no big deal. And then you gotta just hop up another 12 inches. All right. It was still hard, You get some brownie points. Oh shit. Fucking switch hand, natural foot. So yeah, you got a down roll in the cut. You got a down roll right here that we like to skate. What I remember was this shit right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 steps. I don't know why I thought this shit was bigger than it looked. This is shit Alex did? So I remember back then they were like, Alex did this. Oh damn, it do look big though. Damn, I thought this was bigger than it looked. See, that's why to me having these dimensions matter, because then I did like an 8-9 foot drop on something, and I'm going, is that the same as this drop? You know, because perspective is everything. So I think what's scary is that you don't see where you're going after you jump over this wall. I think that's what's nuts, is that you're gonna be on this rail. Alex did top sole, and then gap to fakie to a fucking shitty brick floor. You know. Either way, yeah, these rails are fun to skate. A lot of fun. That ledge is a lot of fun. And on some memory lane shit. Let me just see how big that drop is, man. I got my laser with me. Is it gonna work in the shade? Yeah, it'll work in the shade. Let me see how big that drop is real quick. Know what I mean? And I got approximately 123. Yeah, 10 feet. So yeah, that's still pretty tough. 10 feet, 10 feet. Is it still morning? It's 9:30. Oh, geez, I don't know. I don't have the time. Thank you. Right, where is this other spot? The other spot's way in the distance, but memory lane check. So memory lane check. If you see the basketball courts here, are there other basketball courts on the other side of that fence? I'm confused. So big basketball heads, specifically And1, Marbury, Kevin Garnett, just the whole street ball culture, street ball lifestyle. This is where I think this is where I got my And1 banner and a bunch of other And1 shit. And I specifically remember being at this spot with the New York Yankees Staten Island, with a Staten Island Yankees hat on. Not a New York Yankees, a Staten Island Yankees hat on. This was back, so this is high school, before aggressive inline skating, before 2002, before 9/11. I'm out here at the And1 basketball, whatever. Somehow I get to like I always find my way into things. Somehow I'm like on the court. I don't know how I got all of the other things. I always figure out a way to talk to people and get in touch and just make them feel trusted. Maybe it's a certain charm, but somehow I got over there. But the point is that I'm wearing a Staten Island Yankees hat, and on the side I had embroidered, I think it said on the side, Wu-Tang. It might have said Wu-Tang Clan. No, it might have just said Wu-Tang, but it said it in some like dope, like almost, Chinese font, in terms of like the pen strokes. Japanese or Chinese, I don't know which, but yeah. And then I remember someone knocking my hat off, because imagine I'm in Harlem and first of all, I'm on the court side and there's mad people behind me that are on the bleachers side, which is where I was, and somehow I figured out how to get right up on the court. So now I'm up on the court, and I think my hat might have been even backwards, and somebody probably looking at it, seeing Staten Island Yankees, not knowing I'm from Jamaica, Queens, going, man, get this fucking Yankee shit out, this Staten Island shit out of here. But not also realizing that the side also had Wu-Tang, so that was always like part of the heart and soul, hip hop, Wu-Tang, Staten Island, but like, it was always about the music and the culture, and I feel like the culture is missing so much, like having these, and that's why I love putting together events to bring people together. I feel like there's social media shit about likes and this and that. It's like, get people outside. This is where real shit happens. All of that online shit and money fraud and transfers and why, all of that means nothing when you're not outside, when you don't know how to build a house, when you don't know how to irrigate the land, when you don't know how to grow your own food. You don't know how to fucking fight, when you don't know how to evacuate, when you don't know how to stay in shape, when you don't know how to cook, clean, and eat right. All of that. But either ways, I digress. I'm coming up on a rail that I've been dying to look at for some time. But yeah, just look at the vibes in this park. If the city, if we could get skating and skate culture to a level where, not that it's accepted, but it's tolerated and welcomed, the way I see parkour. I see hashtags where you scan a map like this and there's parkour. I feel like skate parks should have some sort of infrastructure of this nature. Skate parks should definitely be like, this is the bowl, this is that, this is the 3-foot thing, this is the whatever, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, these are more basketball courts. And this is the other rail. Damn, I knew it was longer. I had a fun time on this rail once upon a time on this rail. I might have to come back because I've been fiending to do a KG on a rail. And this was one of those rails where it's safe. The only downside to this rail is when you come off, the ground slopes up. And then obviously you risk smashing your head into things over here if you aren't careful. But yeah, that ground slopes up. So that is a huge trip hazard for not just for us, but for anybody. I think Broski just tripped over there. So yeah, that's definitely a Sioux NY state right there. That's not a Sioux NYC, that's a Sioux NY state. Electrical being tampered with. Picnic area closes 9 p.m. But yeah, look at this rail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I kind of like the brick approach. It gives you a certain sort of memory context in terms of the vibrations. Oh yeah, this shit is all jacked up. These are very dangerous trip hazards. The more danger, the more money. That's what my lawyer said. Anyways. Are we done yet? This is more or less what I envisioned for a skate park. Like just the aesthetic. When you look around, how you see greenery elevated. I feel like that should be the vibe of the skate parks. Where you're green and elevated. And this side looks like they have some sort of upgrade on this side here, but yeah, Julian Bar. I don't know if it was at this street or at the other street, but it was at one of them. So we at West 138th and Riverside Drive to say this beautiful long stone ledge that we have here. And it's just so happens to be in one of the best possible locations because the noise that's going to echo in that direction is going to go nowhere. There is a road that goes below. There's a building on the corner and a building on the corner. But that sound is going to mostly go up and that away. Some of it will dissipate that way, but the point is that you're not disturbing the peace, you're not being a menace to society. Also, I should note, the death-defying kink drop rail with the fecal matter at the bottom going up West 138th. If my memory serves me well, once upon a time, I think someone did a topsoul to fast slide, or maybe it was a fast slide to topsoul. Whatever it was bananas. It was Ramel Knight.
Step up in the building looking like I want $1 million.
That's who it was. It was Ramel Knight, did a fast slide. I shit you not. And I don't know how he switched the top, so it might have been like he dragged the torque foot, like turned the fast slide to like a torque. Because he be doing that. But yeah, fast slide, torque, top sole. I've been telling him to come out and put his boots on, but he on another level. So that's your official Riverbank State Park spot check.
Money, cars, hoes. Money, cars, hoes. Money, cars, hoes. Money, cars, hoes. Step up in the building looking like I want $1 million. Green and black and white up in my chain, they look $1 million. Haters getting mad because they shorty catching feeling.